And I'll go back to kind of my time on the product management side and working with clinicians in ORs and looking at product development and manufacturing process development. In my mind, is a lot the same way. The more experience you can get from things that are different from what you're doing, the more relationships you can invest in, the more things you can see, even if they don't seem related, allow you to kind of visualize different solutions. So, I'm a big believer in taking the time to pay attention to what's happening around you. Look for people who are good at what they do. When I was at Bard, and I'll admit I was not directly involved in all of it, but I knew enough of their operations team that it was excellent, right? We had facilities around the world, and they were really good at bringing the cost out of a manufacturing process. So when things get difficult here, you go back to that network of people. And even if they're making something like Foley catheters or something that's completely unrelated, if you pay attention enough to the process and you're thinking a little bit creatively about how that can apply, there are kernels of things that you can bring back home. And I just, remember watching hundreds of medical procedures and watching what doctors do and thinking, well, why do you do it that way? And as you understand that, you can apply those same things to the medical device manufacturing process. Well, why do you do it that way? And how can we do it better? And then the last thing I will say about that is, trust and engage with the technicians who are doing it, right? Understand where their challenges are, where their opportunities are, and make the investments around where the problems are today instead of, looking at something and having a great solution that may or may not be your quickest way to make something better along the way. So, if you put a good team together and you encourage them to be open and in, sharing about what their challenges are, we can work together to give them better solutions and make their lives a little bit better.